Voiceover, it is exactly 12:34 p.m. on November 7, 2025, and what happens inside a quiet university apartment is about to shake millions of viewers around the world. A wealthy girl named Victoria Hale, daughter of a well-known business tycoon, stands in the middle of the shared dorm room wearing designer clothes that shimmer under the bright ceiling lights. Across from her stands her roommate Emma Carter, a scholarship student who has been working 2 jobs just to afford tuition. Victoria glares at Emma as if she were an inconvenience rather than a person. The air is thick with unspoken rules, dominance, and humiliation. Victoria demands that Emma clean her spilled latte and press her outfit before her next online interview. Emma hesitates, clutching her phone as the camera zooms in on the tension between their eyes. Victoria laughs coldly and says that money defines power and that people like Emma should be thankful for proximity to wealth. The tone of her voice cuts deep. Emma's silence is heavy but not empty. Behind that quiet stare is a storm that is about to break. Outside the window the afternoon sunlight fades into gray and the ticking clock grows louder. Every viewer can feel the dread rising, wondering what this spoiled girl will do next and what hidden pain lies inside the roommate's calm expression. This is not just a disagreement, it is the collision of 2 worlds. The world of privilege that believes it can buy respect and the world of endurance that refuses to be broken. As Victoria posts a smiling selfie with the caption "Living with Simplicity," Emma's phone buzzes with a message from her brother reminding her why she endures all of this to change her life. The hook tightens. What will happen when patience runs out and pride explodes inside these 4 walls? The answer begins now. Voiceover, it is now 12:45 p.m. on November 7, 2025, and the contrast between the 2 lives sharing one room grows unbearable. Victoria Hale lounges on her velvet couch scrolling through her social media feed where every post gleams with luxury. She uploads a story showing her sparkling jewelry and writes the words "success is a lifestyle." Her followers flood the comments with heart emojis and admiration. Meanwhile, Emma Carter stands silently at the sink washing dishes from Victoria's breakfast that she never even ate. The plates clink softly against the porcelain, echoing like tiny alarms of exhaustion. The tension in the air is heavy enough to choke. Victoria's perfume fills the room, expensive and suffocating, a scent of superiority. She tosses her hair and tells Emma to pick up her designer dress from the campus boutique before class. Emma nods quietly, but her eyes reveal something different now. Inside her mind she asks, why must kindness always bow to arrogance? The camera captures the sharp difference between their belongings. On one side of the room sit rows of expensive handbags and glittering shoes, on the other side lies a single worn-out backpack, a stack of textbooks, and a cracked laptop. Victoria speaks again, this time louder, accusing Emma of using her things without permission. Emma replies softly that she never touches anything that does not belong to her. Victoria smirks and says she doubts that someone poor can resist temptation. The insult lands like a slap. Emma turns away before her tears can show, but the audience feels them. Every viewer senses that invisible thread of restraint stretching thinner with every cruel word. The clock now reads 12:59 p.m. Victoria announces she will be going live in a few minutes to give her followers advice on gratitude and humility. Emma forces a small smile while her heart races with anger and disbelief. The hypocrisy burns through her chest like fire. The screen fades to black for a moment as the narrator whispers that something inside Emma has just changed forever and the world is about to witness the consequence of pride meeting patience. Voiceover, it is exactly 1:10 p.m. on November 7, 2025, and the air in the apartment turns sharp as glass. Victoria hailstorms into Emma Carter's small corner of the room holding a pair of gold earphones. Her voice shakes the walls as she accuses Emma of stealing them. The accusation hits like lightning. Emma's eyes widen, confusion flooding her face, but Victoria does not give her time to speak. She raises her phone, starts recording, and shouts that she caught her roommate red-handed. The camera shakes in her hand while her followers join the live stream unaware they are witnessing a breakdown of humanity. Emma pleads softly that she never touched anything of Victoria's, but her words are drowned by laughter. Victoria's friends appear behind her, sipping lattes and grinning as if cruelty were a game. One of them whispers that this will go viral. The live comments explode with fire emojis and disbelief. Emma feels her heart pound like a drum. Her breath grows shallow. For the first time she senses that this humiliation will not end unless she ends it herself. The camera zooms on her trembling hands as she picks up her cracked phone and presses record. Her voice, once quiet, becomes steady. She says that being poor does not mean being a thief and that respect cannot be bought. Victoria freezes. Her smile flickers for a moment, unsure whether to continue or retreat. The chat erupts, half cheering for Emma and half mocking both girls. The silence that follows is heavy and endless. Emma's heartbeat echoes through the scene as she walks toward the window, sunlight cutting through the dust in thin golden lines. She whispers to herself that fear has no place left here. The viewers can almost feel the shift inside her soul, the transformation from silence to defiance. Victoria lowers her phone, shocked by the unexpected courage standing in front of her. For the first time the audience sees fear in her eyes. The question now burns like fire across every screen watching this moment. When power is challenged, who truly holds control? Voiceover: it is now 1:22 p.m. on November 7, 2025, and the walls of the apartment seem to vibrate with tension as the moment of truth finally arrives. Victoria Hale stands tall, her voice sharp and confident, while Emma Carter's heartbeat echoes in the silence between them. Emma takes a slow step forward and says that she will no longer be treated like a servant. Victoria laughs, a cold echo that drips arrogance, and replies that people like Emma should be grateful for a chance to live in luxury. Her words slice through the air like blades. Emma's eyes no longer carry fear, they carry fire. She repeats firmly that she pays her half of the rent, that she cleans because she chooses order, not because she is anyone's maid. The rich girl's smirk falters, but she quickly recovers, stepping closer until their faces are inches apart. Around them, Victoria's friends freeze, holding their phones midair, uncertain if they should keep recording. The audience watching this confrontation in real time can almost feel the heat of emotions radiating from both sides. Emma's hands shake, yet her voice grows stronger with every word. She says that respect is not a gift to the rich but a right for every human being. Victoria's pride wavers. Her tone shifts from superiority to disbelief. She mutters that Emma should watch her tone. Emma answers that she is done watching and done obeying. A glass tumbles from the counter and shatters, the sound breaking the last thread of calm that held them. Victoria raises her phone, ready to record again, but her followers' earlier comments flash in her mind, questioning her behavior. For a second she hesitates, her perfect image trembling. Emma turns away from her and says that she will not live under humiliation any longer. The room feels smaller, the tension louder. Every viewer wonders if this defiance will destroy Emma's life or free her from it. At 1:25 p.m. the clock ticks louder than words, marking the precise second the balance of power changes. In that single moment, everything both girls believed about themselves begins to collapse. Voiceover: it is 1:35 p.m. on November 7, 2025, and the fallout begins like a digital storm. Victoria Hale sits on her bed surrounded by designer pillows, her face flushed with anger and disbelief. She opens her phone, determined to regain control, and posts a picture from their earlier brunch showing Emma Carter blurred in the background. The caption reads, "Some people forget their place." Within minutes the post explodes across social media. Followers comment laughing emojis, others question her cruelty, and a few ask what really happened. Emma sees the post while sitting on a campus bench outside, her hands cold and trembling. Her phone vibrates with notifications as messages from classmates pour in asking if the post is about her. Her stomach tightens, but she refuses to hide. She opens the live feed and watches Victoria telling her audience that her roommate betrayed her trust. The words twist the truth into performance. The viewers split into sides. Some defend the rich girl, saying she deserves loyalty, others call her out for bullying. The tension online mirrors the chaos inside both hearts. Emma breathes deeply and presses record on her own phone. She speaks slowly and calmly, saying that dignity should never depend on wealth. Her voice wavers at first but grows firm. Within seconds hundreds begin sharing her message. Victoria refreshes her page and sees the tide turning. The comments beneath her post now question her story. She feels the familiar fear of losing control, of cracks forming in her perfect image. The camera captures her pacing, scrolling, deleting, and typing again. The world watches two lives unravel in real time, one fighting for image, the other fighting for truth. By 1:42 p.m. Victoria's sponsorship brand removes its tag from her latest ad. Emma's video climbs toward thousands of views. The balance has shifted once more, but neither girl realizes how far the consequences will reach. The narrator's voice softens as the screen fades to black, reminding everyone that in the age of public eyes, truth and lies travel at the same speed, but only one can survive the storm. And silence settles for a brief, fragile moment before the world tilts again. Emma Carter stands outside the apartment building under a sky turning gray, holding her phone tightly. Her new video has gone viral. Reporters on campus begin to whisper her name. Inside the apartment, Victoria Hale sits frozen in front of her mirror, mascara smudged, staring at her own reflection as comments pour in faster than she can delete them. The rich girl who once controlled every narrative is suddenly trapped inside one she cannot edit. Then comes the twist, the reveal that changes everything. Emma posts screenshots showing she has been paying more than her share of rent for months because Victoria convinced the landlord to bill her extra, claiming it was a new building fee. The audience gasps. News spreads across the campus. Victoria's followers shrink away, sponsors vanish, and the university's student board opens an inquiry. Victoria scrolls through the evidence, her fingers trembling. Her screen lights up with the truth she thought would stay buried. Meanwhile, Emma's calm voice plays over the images, explaining that she never wanted revenge but only fairness. Her tone carries pain, not pride. She reveals how she worked 2 part-time jobs at the campus library and cafe while still covering Victoria's costs. She says that money never made her bitter, but being treated as invisible did. The viewers feel her exhaustion and strength colliding in every word. Victoria slams her phone shut and whispers that she never thought Emma would fight back. But the fight is no longer personal, it has become a symbol. Across social media, people begin sharing Emma's story under the tag "Respect has no price." The screen splits between both girls, one losing her mask, the other gaining her voice. At 1:50 p.m. the world witnesses the cost of arrogance and the power of truth, live and unfiltered. The reveal is complete, but the reckoning has only begun. Voiceover: it is exactly 2 p.m. on November 7, 2025, and the digital storm has settled into an uneasy calm. The once perfect image of Victoria Hale lies shattered across every social platform. Her latest post, a carefully filtered sunset caption starting over, is met with silence. No applause, no admiration, only quiet judgment. The rich girl who once lived for attention now hides behind drawn curtains as her phone buzzes endlessly with missed calls from sponsors and friends who no longer wish to be associated with her. Meanwhile, Emma Carter sits in a small cafe a few blocks from campus, her hands wrapped around a warm cup of coffee. The reflection in the window shows a tired but peaceful face. She scrolls through the thousands of messages flooding her inbox, students thanking her for speaking up, strangers sharing their own stories of inequality, and messages from professors commending her courage. Yet Emma does not smile out of victory. She whispers softly that this was never about fame or revenge but about dignity. The narrator's tone slows, each word heavy with truth. Emma uploads one final message saying she forgives Victoria but will never forget how easily respect was traded for vanity. The video ends with her walking toward the campus library, a symbol of new beginnings. Back at the apartment, Victoria watches that final clip with tears streaming down her cheeks, the realization sinking in that the very humility she mocked is the power she now envies. She types a message to Emma but deletes it before sending. The world moves on, but something deeper remains, an echo reminding everyone who watched that status fades and integrity stays. Across millions of screens, the story closes not with rage but with reflection. The narrator's final line lingers in the silence. Sometimes it takes losing everything to understand what truly matters. And as the clock turns 2:01 p.m. the screen fades to black, leaving viewers frozen in thought, questioning how many times they have mistaken wealth for worth and how many stories of unseen strength remain untold.